I felt peaceful and calm when I visited Narayan Hu's Qingpu retreat in China. I experienced something similar when submerged in a hot spring overlooking Lake Tagaytay in the Philippines. Though abstract, these feelings were undeniably real to me. Scholars and neuroscientists give compelling insights into a deep qualitative mental state when individuals are aware of the environment and self with heightened sensitivity. Mindfulness captures a quality of consciousness characterized by clarity and the vividness of the experience and function. It is neither trick or technique, it is being. It is most potent when experienced and contributes to the contentment and prosperity. We cannot order our feelings. We can strengthen the connection between the prefrontal cortex and amygdala to calm negativity to cognitive training. If we can cultivate innate qualities with simple meditation, painting, drawing, or simply walking, we have the capacity to be mindful. I see painting as an act that activates my mindfulness. It is a choice, an action, and a process. Like breathing is to meditation, painting activates senses, integrating what the hand sees, eye paints, and the mind touches, transitioning into an attentive state of mind. I see self-portraiture as a practice of acceptance and being present in one's self and immediate environment. It is not the representation of a static position, an object, or a realistic image, but rather the moment when an artist is at work. It is unpredictable and ever-changing. The aging of materiality captures time, and imperfections are source of inspiration and beauty that amplify my sense of space. While contemporary architecture emphasizes material flawlessness, this idealized aesthetic of perfection has lost touch with the holistic process and expression of making. I have grown to love mid-century furniture for its material honesty and creative reuse of post-war resources and technologies, bringing good furniture and low-cost housing, and proving that good architecture and design do not have to be complicated. We can build with individuality and heterogeneity. Though case study houses have demonstrated unique characteristics of prefabricated homes, emphasizing the quality of spaces, materiality, and process of making, one can still occupy dwellings daily but not feel at home in them. Our education enlightens us on the importance of spatial design, and for young architects to face the fate of living in under-designed microhomes is torture. Though fulfilling basic human needs, it leaves a deep void for our mental needs. The subconscious communication between the architect and the product is a key to good design. Finnish architect Juhani Plasma once said, "A great musician plays himself rather than a separate instrument." When a musician plays, the instrument becomes an inseparable extension of the hand and the mind, playing through the unconscious intentionality of the mind. It is healthy to look for alternatives to satisfy and express our creative needs or be in tune with ourselves and the environment. Young architects can seek opportunities to be creative and turn repetitive tasks into a mindful creative process, or seek solitude to practice mindfulness in confined spaces. Young architects today have become more dependent on digital work in design process. Traditional arts, although still used, have slowly become obsolete. Still, when technology develops constantly, we race to upgrade our tools and learn new skill sets. The creative process became an exhausting task by having to relearn, unlearn, and refamiliarize skills. And the constant detachment between the maker and the tool disrupts the practice of mindfulness. However, this is not to say that new skills do not enhance creativity, because inevitably they do. Undoubtedly, the true benefits of technology are efficiency and immersive experiences. When we think about art in history, the invention of the grid machine and perspective drawing gifted new methods of looking at the world, and new tools are invented so that we can go out and create. Artists were able to skip the laborious act of calculation while conserving the action of drawing. Technology should therefore be an asset we embrace to aid us rather than replace our capacity to create. In the digital age, our world has become saturated with noise and overstimulation. It is increasingly difficult to focus on meaningful information. Modernity has shifted away from the fundamentals of human experience, and capitalism neglects our bodies in its favor. Currently, the architectural industry prioritizes efficiency and normalizes working overtime. It takes away private time to slow down, think, and reset. While we are granted freedom on weekends, digital noise still occupies our minds. We must take control by filtering out information and knowing when not to take in, sparing a moment to reconnect with ourselves, our loved ones, and be present. Only then we can rely on our bodily senses to create good architecture. Retreating to private cells was a defining feature of the monastic life. To sleep, live, and pray in cave rooms. Monks withdrew from normal society to live a life of prayer and contemplation in solitude. A sacred space to perform the spiritual activities, a monk's retreat to a private cell was emblematic of monasticism. Many hagiographies narrate a monk's spiritual journey to find a specific cell, and then Satan's effort to tempt and coerce the monk out from that living cell. Residing in one's cell became a principal act of monastic life. Bringing together mindfulness in solitude, self-portraiture, and architecture, I intended to create a contemplative and constructing space for young architects and creatives alike to exercise meditation through the act of painting. The house of mind is an extension of the painter, and the entire bodily mental constitution becomes the site. Wherever the painter's body is, the machine follows. Human dimensions mediate spatial proportion and scale, with features carefully positioned according to the body's movement, uniting the tool and the maker. Painting slowly guiding us into mindfulness, and the house of mind invited us, whether indoor or outdoor, to transform mind into a state of being. Feeling the passage of time and the speed of the wind when our feet touches the ground. The stretch of canvases symbolizes the maker's train of thought, enabling one to paint as long as they please and allowing one to see the derive of mind. The state of mind is recorded by a pantograph, and when one struggles to let go of thoughts or experience a creative block, the state of mind can be replayed, similar to a script for a musician. Retracing a record of action with the help of others can activate muscle memory and perhaps reignite inspiration. The house of mind amplifies my perception of the environment, drawing focus on sounds, ambience, and colors, conserving between one's self and the painting. Mindfulness is in practice. Mindfulness is about acceptance of self and being with what is, without resisting. When the tool, the painter, and the maker fuses as one, self-portraiture is in practice. The house of mind is not only a space to exercise meditation, but it also manifests itself as a self-portrait, the moment when the artist is at work. Huh? Ah. Huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.